Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Slasher Club. This is our horror movie reviews, where there is no measure when it comes to terror and entertainment. Guys, we are going back to the beginning. We hope you're ready. Because again, this is the beginning of the Annabelle hauntings. And Cameron will be giving you the layout and the synopsis in 3, 2, 1, now.
Alright, so on tap tonight, we've got our synopsis, and then Slasher Dude will be going over the facts, usually things like the cast, the crew, any sort of production details, including locations. I will provide the gore score. And then we'll go into some further facts, and then a discussion about our thoughts about the film, and then we will rank the film.
Let's get on to the synopsis.
Alright, the film opens in 1943, and it follows Samuel and Esther Mullins. Samuel Mullins is a doll maker, and they have a young daughter named Bee, and unfortunately, short way into the film, she is killed by being hit by a car. We jump forward 12 years after that horrific event to 1955, and we follow Sister Charlotte, a Catholic, I guess she's like a nun, her name's Sister Charlotte, and she oversees 6 female orphans: Janice, Linda, Carol, Nancy, Tierney, and Kate. The main 2 girls that we follow throughout the rest of this film are Janice and Linda. And Janice is just, she's still dealing with the effects of the polio virus that was very prevalent in those days, in 1955 and earlier. And so she has a brace on her leg, and it's very hard for her to walk around, but her and Linda are really close friends, but they are not related. But they do make a pact just before they move into the Mullins house that, if one of us gets adopted, we're a bundle. They make a pact to get adopted together. So they're essentially in one term or another sisters. And Samuel Mullins and Esther Mullins still live in the house. They basically turned it over to Sister Charlotte and the orphans, but with one condition, that they do not go into their daughter's room. The daughter's room is under lock and key. Long story short, there are, of course, paranormal forces, and they seduce Janice into going into that room on multiple occasions, and her and the other orphans have their run-in with the Annabelle doll. We find out that Samuel Loomis is the one that physically created the doll, and the demon that we see in the Annabelle spin-off film, the first one that we reviewed, is also present here as well, again using this doll as a conduit for whatever his evil machinations are. But yes, it's essentially the Mullins, Sister Charlotte, and the orphans going up against not just Annabelle, but all sorts of paranormal forces.
Right. We come to the cast. It was directed by David F. Sandberg, a huge difference from the writer of Annabelle. It was directed by Peter Safran and James Wan, who took a bit of a backseat, like in the first Annabelle movie. It was written by Gary Doberman. Music was done by Benjamin Wallfish. We have cinematography by Maxim Alexander, and onto the locations. We have Warner Bros. Studio, Burbank, California, which is the interior of the Annabelle house. We have Big Sky Movie Ranch, which is the exterior of the Annabelle house. And we have 306 Loma Drive, Los Angeles, California, which is the orphanage house. we have Stephanie Sigmund as Sister Charlotte. We have Tabitha Bateman as Janice. Tree O'Toole as adult Janice, and Annabelle Higgins, a huge callback to the actress. I believe it was the same actress in Annabelle that played Annabelle Higgins. We have Julie Wilson as Linda, Anthony LaPaglia as Samuel Mullins, Miranda Otto as Esther Mullins, the badly bruised Esther Mullins, I should say, which I kind of have a scar. You guys probably know already why I have this scar, because of the tattoo, but she got it from the demon. We have Alyssa Vela Bailey as evil Esther Mullins. We have Grace Fulton as Carol, Philippa Coulthard as Nancy, Samara Lee as Annabelle Mullins. Funny, she's named after that girl from The Ring. How interesting. We have Taylor Buck as Kate, Lulu Saffron, which I believe is Peter Saffron's daughter, or I'm pretty sure. She's Tyranny. We have Mark Bramhall as Father Macy. We have Adam Bartley as Officer Fuller. And on to the gore score.
Okay. We actually got a few deaths in this film, which is usually unheard of in a Conjuring film, but we got first, starting from the top, one child hit by a car, one person brutalized to death, one person crucified and bisected, one plucked eye, one demon, one possession, and of course, one scary doll, or one creepy doll as I referred to it earlier.
Right, and onto the scariest scene. This actually caught me off guard because there was one that would put a chill down my back, but this one was a lot scarier. It's Demon Annabelle's first try at stealing Janice's soul. I mean, just looking at it, Janice, if you guys don't know the scene, Janice goes into the room and asks what Annabelle wants of her, and you just see her have a normal face in the reflection of the window, and she just turns around and it's just like, your soul! It's just, oh my god, that, I did not expect seeing, like, a demon and, like, just, it looks like what Samuel's face looks like as we find him dead. Just a lot more of what you'd expect from a demon with the yellow eyes and the very ugly gray face.
Yeah, there's a lot of really creepy moments in this film. I think that's why it works so much better than its predecessor. But yeah, there's just a lot of scary moments. For me, one that I thought was just... Actually, I remember in the theater my jaw dropped because the Conjuring films are not really known for gore. They're very much, setting up the tension and the mood of the film. But when we see Esther Mullins sprawled out on the wall with her hands essentially crucified with crucifixes, and then the lower half of her body missing, I was not expecting that, because again, the Conjuring films rarely go into gory moments. And then there's a scene later where Linda is going in the dumbwaiter, and she goes down into Esther's room, and she sees the body no longer on the wall but on the floor, and it gets possessed and starts like moving towards her. That was definitely a creepy moment.
Yeah, I kind of felt it was a bit lackluster, just like the scarecrow scene. Now that was kind of a weak scene. I mean, I'm just waiting. You see the hands, the creepy gray hands come out of the scarecrow's body, and then it goes to the face. You see the light go out, and I'm just waiting. What is this face gonna look like? We get to that finally as the light's swinging, and you only see it for a few seconds, and I just wasn't really scared by that. I mean, I'm waiting, and it was a huge disappointment.
Yeah, I guess maybe I want to kind of amend my answer now that I've thought about things a little bit more. I'd say that the scariest scenes for me all took place in Dee's room. All the, just every time that Janice and Linda were in that room and they saw something, and you had mentioned seeing Bee turn around with the demonic face, that was in her room. The part with when Janice throws the sheet over the Annabelle doll and then the sheet gets up and starts moving. That was creepy. So yeah, I'd say most of the really chilling moments take place in that room, which makes sense. So. Yeah,
I can agree with that. On to the facts. We have a budget of $15 to $17.4 million. We have a box office of $306.5 million. The end credit screen that predicted The Nun. I mean, you're just watching I had to fast forward through the video. I mean, there's that scene where all we see is Annabelle just sitting there and you zoom in, but I wasn't really interested in that one. I just had to zoom or fast forward just to get to the nun scene, and bravo setting it up. I mean, it's set, I believe, in the same place the Nun movie is supposed to be, and you just watch as all these candles go out as the Nun is getting close, and it got me really excited to go see the Nun movie, which I'm hoping I go see next week before we do the next review.
I just wanted to go over that the numbers again, because you mentioned $306.5 billion. That is approximately $49.5 billion more than the original Annabelle film. So I do believe box office wise and critically that this film is better than the previous Annabelle. And then also I mentioned to you in a text that the Nun movie is on track to be, a considerable hit as well. I think, what was it? I said it's already at $262 million or something like that already, and it's only been out for 2 weeks. It's going to be around probably up until Halloween, so it's going to get a resurgence of views then too. So it has the potential to make around $300 or more million. So the Conjuring franchise is still safe.
But we get a better angle of what happens in the Higgins house as Mia and John are sleeping in their house.
Yeah, like I mentioned, I believe in our Annabelle review that Annabelle Creation gives the original Annabelle film a little bit more value to it. The original Annabelle film was still horrible, but knowing that Annabelle Higgins is, the girl that we see in Annabelle Creation, it's nice to see that connection. It's nice to see, there's some continuity between the films. They're not just randomly making spin-off films. There's connections.
Right.
We also see, just off the top of my head, we also see Valak the Nun in a photograph from Sister Charlotte. So there's definitely, some connective tissue between the films. and I really appreciate that. But going back to that ending, I thought it was brilliant. It was a great twist, because a lot of the Conjuring films don't usually go into like having twists. But I thought it was excellent. I saw this in theaters, and I saw it with my sister. We were both like, we looked at each other like, whoa, they're connecting it to the other Annabelle film, like, which we weren't expecting. This film, Annabelle Creation, seemed like it was going to be its own thing, but I like the fact that they connected it to the other films and to the Annabelle prequel.
Right, and actually, if you notice something in that one scene when the Higgins meets Annabelle, I gotta do the quotes up here, Annabelle, we actually see a Raggedy Ann doll, which is kind of connection to the original Annabelle doll throughout the years, where I'm kind of sad they didn't use the original instead of that porcelain doll.
Yeah, I think the reason why, because James Wan is a big fan of dolls. I mean, you got Billy the doll from the Saw films. You have his film about dolls, Dead Silence. So I believe it was his idea to create like a more creepy-looking porcelain doll. But yeah, the original Annabelle doll is just a Raggedy Ann doll, and there's not much character. There's not much to see. It's just, yeah.
Right. We also have most actresses actually did not like the doll. They were very creeped out about it. We have Sandberg doesn't believe in ghosts, which is kind of amazing since he basically wrote this movie, but you don't believe in ghosts, yet you're still working on a ghost film. Kind of contradicting. I mean, he does claim that he has not seen anything yet to get him to believe that there are ghosts, but I'm pretty sure we could probably help him out with that. They use the old school feeling of the Conjuring films. I mean, all the shots that they used from the Conjuring they took and brought into here. They had the dressing more intimate like the Conjuring films. I mean, if they tried modernizing the Conjuring films, it wouldn't work well. Here, they actually make sure, like in those films, to go with the flow of that time zone.
Yeah, it is very beautifully shot. David Sandberg is definitely an up-and-coming talent, and I'm really looking forward to what he comes out with in the future. The scenery, the house, and the locations that they filmed are all really beautiful. And yeah, you can tell that they put a lot more effort into the stylings and trying to make everything appear as authentic as possible to the time. I think that was another problem with the original Annabelle film, was there were some costumes to give you the idea of the time period. However, it felt like everybody was kind of wearing costumes. Like, it didn't feel as connected to that time period as possible. But in this film, even though there's really only one location for the entire film, it all takes place really in the Mullen film, it still it feels appropriate. It feels correct, like that time period.
Right, and actually, I noticed, like how I felt with the other movies, there was a lot more suspense in this one, especially with the creepy, "Oh my sunshine, my only sunshine, you make me happy." Just listening to that record in the house, those few times you do hear it, it just builds a lot of suspense. And it just adds a lot more to the movie. And I can't remember what it was, but there was a callback to something Janice said, or one of them said, and forgive me guys, I cannot remember for the life of me what it was, but that and the music and all the atmosphere, it just gave me chills and got me so suspenseful, waiting for something to happen.
Yeah, and you know, there's only really 2 songs that I remember playing in that movie. There was that song where the girls were moving in and getting the tour of the house, which is a really well shot scene, where Samuel Mullins is giving the tour of the house. And then there's, the You Are My Sunshine song. And it's interesting because, you know, we mentioned both in Conjuring 1 and 2 that the soundtrack really helps sell the movie. And I don't even remember the original Annabelle soundtrack that tells you how forgettable and kind of bland the movie was. But it's interesting that Annabelle Creation effectively sold us the time period with just 2 songs.
And you actually gotta believe that these songs use a lot of old music that actually makes it better. I mean, we have The Conjuring 2 with the Crooked Man rhyme and This Old Man, which I'm sorry I forgot to mention in the last one. And here we have My Sunshine, which, I mean, they really bring those rhymes and songs back to their roots, because those are actually meant to be scary, and their origins, if you look around, are actually way worse than they sound.
Yeah. And they were used very effectively.
Right. I think we should get on to the origin story of Marcel from the Annabelle movies. Not the ghost that we keep on bringing up, which I'm hoping Cameron's gonna have in this video. But Marcel, it's not really an origin story, it's more of how I first knew he was here. It actually happened one day when I was 10. My living room was over there in that room behind this wall. Now it's over there where the dining room used to be, and the dining room's over there. I looked outside the window and I just was scared shitless. I saw this guy that was wearing white robes, he had brown hair and no face, and it just scared the shit out of me. I mean, literally this guy looked like Jesus with no face. Then I looked away, I called for my mother to find out if she could see it too, and then I looked back and he was completely gone. I looked down the left, I looked to the right to see if he was running down the street. Nope. And then I find out later on, a few years later, or after I told one of my neighbors that moved in, Erica, she's one of those clairvoyant witches that can actually see ghosts. She tells me all this information through my mother that was kind of hard at first to figure out. Like, it mentioned a watermill, the name Marcel. Finally, we find out that Marcel is actually a water spirit or something like that. I can't remember the actual term, I'm sorry, but turns out he's actually here to protect me, and we assume it's because, I'm pretty sure I mentioned this on here, that I mentioned on here that I almost drowned when I was 1, and I'm pretty sure, because they say a spirit can come from anywhere, but usually it's caused by a traumatic event with a certain element, and mine turned out to be, surprisingly, water. So thank you, Marcel. I think we should get on to a little more of the opinion and discussion of this.
So we had mentioned that, I had mentioned to you prior to seeing this, before you saw this film, that, you would enjoy this film more than the original. Did that turn out to be true?
Very true. I mean, again, it was a lot scarier than Annabelle. It had a lot more elements that it carried over from the last Conjuring movie, and actually I've heard because it did so great compared to the original, there's actually supposed to be a third Annabelle movie, which I'm actually really looking forward to.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where that takes place. I'm actually not. That is interesting that they're going to be doing another one. It's just I'm not sure where the story could go.
I mean, it could go back to the future, or maybe it could focus more around what's going on with the nurses and how the Warrens came to actually capture the doll, which I've been wanting more of a story on it compared to the origins, but I really want to see this. Or maybe we could see how the Mia came to, actually not how Mia came to gain the doll, but how it ended up with her. I mean, I'm guessing that's basically the same thing, but I mean, we never find out what happens between where the doll is still stuck in that room covered with biblical passages and it coming into the hands of Mia and John. So I'd actually really like to see a in-between story of that.
That is possible. I mean, the demon has Annabelle Higgins possessed, I'm guessing. Maybe, that's really an interesting thing, because even though the demon is with Annabelle Higgins, the doll is not until the Annabelle prequel, the original Annabelle prequel, that Mia has. So there's 12 years between Annabelle Creation and Annabelle, so there is time in between to do another film. It would be interesting to see for the third film, either the nursing students or maybe something a little bit modern, maybe something in the 80s. I don't know.
Right, but I guess we'll have to see what they can come up with and pray that it's not as bad as the original Annabelle and still has the elements of The Conjuring and Annabelle Creation. So, what would you rate this?
I thought it was a really strong entry, so maybe an 8.5, something around there. I mean, maybe even higher. I don't know. I thought it was good. I still prefer the Conjuring 1 and 2 over this film, but I still feel it's of the spin-offs I've seen, it's the strongest spin-off.
I mean, we gotta remember that we put the Conjuring at a 9. I can't remember where we put the Conjuring 2. I think that was about an 8.5, so I'd say about an 8 for Annabelle, the Creation.
Okay. Yes, for Annabelle Creation, because Annabelle, I think, was like a 3 or a 5. We ranked that low, and for good reason. Usually I give a movie a fair chance. Heck, I was defending Halloween 6 earlier, and also Season of the Witch. So I usually try to be fair with films, but the original Annabelle prequel is horrible. So we tell people, please stay away from that. You can get all the story you need from Annabelle Creation and the Conjuring films.
Right. So this has been our review on Annabelle Creation, a little story element from my past, and so don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and click that notification bell if you enjoy this series and need more of our videos. I mean, it really helps if you like and subscribe. It really gets our channel out there. It gets more people to see this. And I hope you guys enjoy our real style of these reviews. I mean, I really see that. I think we've improved from the original reviews that I've done by myself, like the Revenge of Pinocchio's Revenge, and the early stages of the partnership between me and Cameron. So, if you guys have any ideas, tell us. Don't forget, I'll be at New Jersey's HorrorCon this Saturday. So if you see me, don't be afraid to say hello. I'll be the guy in the Slasher Club shirt and Jason mask and the bandage on my arm, because this tattoo's gonna be here for a while. Well, the bandage, not so much, since I just came back from getting it. So yeah, thanks for watching. Have a scary, scary night, and please stay away from creepy dolls. Unless you want to end up like Ellis and Samuel Mullen. I mean, I don't think any of you actually want to die in such a gruesome way like them. Anything from you, Cameron?
Yeah, I just want to, it's been a fun journey, and we still got a lot ahead. We're doing Halloween H2O next week, and then, we're doing The Nun potentially next week as well. And then we've got our schedule open for other opportunities for paranormal films. So if anybody has any paranormal horror films or a series they would like for us to review.
And plus, November's going to be a very busy month for us. Close to the end of October is going to be very busy. It's going to be a huge surprise for you guys. And then December, I'm pretty sure you can guess a few of the horror movies that we're going to be doing. But we're going to keep that quiet until we get to those movies. So, we'll see you guys next Monday and Wednesday, and have a good night.